Clear, stop, play!
One of the 2023 football rule changes is a change to basic spot penalty enforcement. This is a sneakily big but deceptively easy change to the rules. You're probably aware of the philosophy the rule book pushes. A team is given the advantage of the distance which it gained without the assistance of a foul. Well, that now means the yards gained on the previous play. In other words, there are plays where the enforcement spot will be the previous spot instead of the spot of the foul. This eliminates those excessive drive-killing penalty enforcements behind the line of scrimmage. To accomplish this, the rulebook added a fancy new chart and removed the all but one principle. Sorry, all but one, we hardly knew you. We'll go over the fancy new chart in just a moment, but first, let me just say this is an overview of the rule changes. It's not meant to be definitive or exhaustive. To keep the script of this video from being longer than Moby Dick, I'll be omitting qualifiers, caveats, and exceptions. Again, this is a big picture look. Use this video to supplement the rulebook, not in lieu of it. We also recommend reading the 2023 edition of the Reading Study Guide to the NFHS Football Rules. Author George Demetro does an excellent job explaining the rule changes. Now for the chart. Remember, this chart is all about running plays. Here's line 1.
A foul by A. Behind line of scrimmage and play ends behind line of scrimmage. Basic spot is previous spot.
In this play, we have a hole behind the line of scrimmage and the run ends about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Previously, this foul would have been enforced from the spot of the foul, making it something like 3rd and 28. In 2023, however, this foul will be enforced from the previous spot and it would be 3rd and 20, a little more manageable. It should be noted this penalty was declined and would probably be declined in 2023 too. In fact, I think basic spot penalty enforcement will result in more declined penalties, especially by coaches when their team is on defense. On to line 2.
A foul by A. Behind line of scrimmage and play ends beyond line of scrimmage. Basic spot is previous spot.
Thanks to the field markings, the line of scrimmage is clearly marked by the white and blue lines. We have a hold by A behind the line of scrimmage, but the run ends beyond the LOS. Under the new basic spot penalty enforcement, we'll enforce a foul like this from the previous spot. Now, one of my favorite lines, line 3.
A foul by A. Beyond line of scrimmage and play ends behind line of scrimmage. Basic spot is previous spot.
In this play, it's 1st and 10. We have a blindside block on the offense beyond the line of scrimmage. The run ends about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Hitherto, the offense would have been walloped as the enforcement spot was the end of the run. In 2023, a foul on a play like this is enforced from the previous spot. Here's line 4.
A foul by A. Beyond line of scrimmage and end of the play beyond the line of scrimmage. If the foul is behind end of run or related run, spot a foul. If foul is advance of end of run or related run, succeeding spot.
In this example, the end of the run and the spot of the foul are beyond the line of scrimmage. Penalty enforcement on fouls like this has not changed. Technically, we enforce the penalty from whichever spot is closest to the line of scrimmage. But if it helps, you can revert to the all but one principle. To help me remember all this, I think of it thusly. When A fouls, if either the spot of the foul or the end of the run is behind the line of scrimmage, the enforcement spot is the previous spot. So if I get at least one behind, I'm enforcing the penalty from the previous spot. If both the spot of the foul and the end of the run are beyond the line of scrimmage, in other words, I get 2 beyonds, then I'm enforcing the foul from whichever spot is closest to the line of scrimmage. Again, the old all but one principle. Now let's look at fouls by B.
If B fouls behind line of scrimmage and end of the play is behind line of scrimmage, basic spot is previous spot. If B fouls behind line of scrimmage and end of the play is beyond line of scrimmage, basic spot is succeeding spot. If B fouls beyond line of scrimmage and end of play is behind line of scrimmage, basic spot is previous spot. If B fouls beyond line of scrimmage and end of play is beyond line of scrimmage, basic spot is succeeding spot.
Like it's always been, we don't care where B fouls. When B does foul on a running play, we only care about where the running play ends. So if B fouls on a running play and the end of the play is behind the line of scrimmage, the basic spot is the previous spot. If B fouls on a running play and the end of the play is beyond the line of scrimmage, the basic spot is the succeeding spot. In this play, the defense commits a personal foul face mask. The end of the run is about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Hitherto, this would be enforced from the end of the run. Now, in 2023, this foul is enforced from the previous spot. In this example, taken from a lifetime ago, we have illegal use of hands on the defense beyond the LOS, but the quarterback is tackled behind the line. Despite the quarterback looking to throw, this is still a running play. Before 2023, the foul by the defense would have been penalized from the end of the run, where the QB was sacked, and would have kind of benefited the defense. Now, in 2023, this foul will be penalized from the previous spot, and is probably more humane to the offense. Up until now, we've talked about running plays and fouls that occur in the field of play. Speaking of field of play, that's a definition we'll need to know. The field of play is the area within the sidelines and the goal lines. Fouls occurring in the end zone, i.e. fouls outside the field of play, are enforced as they've always been enforced, so intentional grounding from the end zone is still a safety. Fouls that are still spot fouls include illegal batting, illegal kicking, some illegal participation fouls, a second or subsequent forward pass thrown during a down, intentional grounding, and a foul by the team in possession that occurs behind the end of the run after a change of possession. See Rule 10, Section 4, Article 4 for complete details. And what about loose ball plays? Well, I'm glad you asked. The basic spot is the previous spot for a foul which occurs during a loose ball play. So if we have a loose ball play and A fouls, the basic spot is the previous spot, although there's special enforcement for roughing the passer and kick catching interference. Previously, on a loose ball play, the spot of that hold, that hold 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage was the basic spot, and the offense got killed on the enforcement. Going forward, those holds 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, they're enforced from the previous spot, unless of course it occurs in the end zone. Well, there you go. The new 2023 football rule change to basic spot penalty enforcement. Hopefully this overview will get you started in learning the new rule. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. As always, we want to hear from you. Please put your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. If you're already a high school football official, have a great season. If you're not a high school football official, now is the perfect time to become one. Contact the Evergreen Football Officials Association and we'll help you make it happen. Until next time, we're the EFOA, making good officials better.